and welcome to the Elm Park Journey. My name is Diana Howe, and I'm the lay leader for Elm Park United Methodist Church. This is a web-based series that will be bi-weekly. In each episode, we will have a special guest that will talk to us about upcoming events, programs, and announcements. My guest today is our church council chairperson, Dr. Bill Miller. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, that's good. Good to see you as well. So we recently had our church council retreat here in the dining room. I believe it was at the end of September, actually. Could you tell our viewers a little bit about what goes on during a church council retreat?
Sure. First off, like any good Methodist, we make sure we have food. But really, the retreat this year was centered on really kind of setting a vision for the church for 2019 and beyond. We had some good conversations around what's the church facing? Yeah, just like all churches, not just ours, not just the United Methodist Faith, but all churches. Kind of the challenge of the church in how do we prepare ourselves for the future? Changing demographics, how do we get folks to come to church, to get involved, and what we need to look at for outreach. There's a number of items that we currently do in terms of outreach. Every year we have to take a good, long, hard look and examine what we do, and is that truly working toward the overall mission of the United Methodist Church, which is to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world.
Sure.
We had a session on budget. We're looking at more of a narrative budget this year in order to allow us to really capture what each of the teams or committees are doing within the church. There's a number of working parts, a number of things that people don't see, anywhere from church council and finance, all the way to our mission team and other outreach teams. We had a really good conversation on what to do with the narrative budget, how it really tells us where we're going. We've made some changes from a budget perspective in terms of aligning certain, I'll use the term departments for lack of a better term, certain departments or committees or teams to under the church council, just to kind of prepare for the future as we look and see what programs we want to keep, what ones we may want to restructure. It was a very busy time. I was very proud of the council. We had a very difficult conversation at the end of the retreat to talk about this, the issue that's facing the United Methodist Church with LGBTQ, how to handle marriages and ordination of those individuals. How do we be a warm, receptive organization and still, there's still individuals that are having a hard time working through those issues. So I think we had a very good conversation around that. Like I said, I was very proud of the council with the way we handled that.
Yeah, there were a lot of discussion around, I think one of the things that we have kind of decided over the past months is that we want to make children a focus. And our van ministry a focus. And so one of the things that came up is, okay, we could use somebody else to drive the van. So we have a wonderful driver right now who does it every week, but it would be nice if he could have a break, or there's somebody who could take it and get the oil change. So that's like a practical detail piece. So all of the conversation wasn't just around philosophical things moving forward, but what is the practical application? And I think you alluded to that when you were talking about how the different groups have to work together in making sure that the things we do have that ultimate goal of making disciples, which is a hard thing to decide.
It's very difficult, and a lot of people think the church council's job is to just handle the administrative piece of the church, and there's a kind of a worship missions piece and an administrative piece. I mean, ultimately we are responsible for budgets, making sure we have enough money coming in to cover the things that we want to do, the things that we have to do. The location of Elm Park Church is very unique. We're sitting right in the middle of the city of Scranton. So we have a kind of a ethical obligation, so to speak,
Right.
to those our immediate neighbors, not just the University of Scranton, but residents of the city of Scranton, to kind of help them as best as we can, kind of be a outreach to them as needed, given our location. It's unique in that not a lot of churches are located in a center city like this anymore.
Right.
We're seeing the growth of the church seems to be in suburbia. And so it's a difficult thing to wrestle with as demographics change and the needs of the surrounding community change.
And it's also an exciting time.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic time. We have dedicated a lot of time and effort, and we're going to moving forward to growing our children's ministry. Our confirmation class is going. We have quite a few confirmands coming through this
I
year.
think we have about 13, which is a huge number.
That's excellent.
Huge number. Yeah.
Our attendance is up. We're starting to really get close to that 200 mark with total attendance. So there's the other part of the church council's job is to help alleviate some of the pressure from Pastor Mike and the overall leadership of the church that way.
Sure.
We also recognized Carrie Ranchet, congratulated her for her candidacy and attending Drew University. It's an exciting time for the church when we have a member of our congregation working toward their own ministry goals.
Right.
And other individuals that have helped, transition of St. Paul's.
Right.
Missy did a lot of work in transitioning that. Helping the Congolese feel comfortable coming into Elm Park. Now, it's another part of the church I'm really proud of, the way we've all handled that transition.
And they have made it so exciting for us just because of their faith and their commitment to their faith. So that's a two-way street. It's been a very positive change for us.
Last week, in fact, in the 10 o'clock sanctuary service, they did the Lord's Prayer in their language, which I believe is
Swahili.
Swahili.
Swahili. Yes.
So it was unique to hear the Lord's Prayer in Swahili, and it's really added, their music ministry is really adding a lot to the service as well.
Sure. So we have a lot of things going on, as you can hear. We will have a recap of what we talked about here, and at the retreat, the things we discussed there in November's version of the Journey, which is our monthly written newsletter. But if you do have any questions, feel free to email Dr. Miller or myself with any of those. As always, I would like to thank everyone for watching this episode of the Elm Park Journey, and would like to thank Bill for being my guest today. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button down below. If you have any ideas of topics we can discuss, please feel free to talk to or email Wes Biala, Reverend Mike Biala, or myself. Have a blessed week and stay in prayer. As we share our blessings and our struggles, we can support each other as we explore God's call for each of us. Let us help each other find ways of making disciples for the transformation of the world. Grace and peace for the journey. Remember, we are better together with God's help.